Woodford County Library Hometown Highlights, a proud part of the What's Up Woodford Network. This podcast is all about celebrating the unique people, places, and stories that make our community one of a kind. I'm Talor Bennett, and this month we're diving into a vibrant world of adult programming at Woodford County Library. Joining me today is someone whose creativity and care keeps our calendars full, Tommy Dennison, the adult programming coordinator here at the library. Whether you've tried your hand at needle felting, joined a book club, or picked up a new skill, Tommy's probably had something to do with it. Tommy, welcome. You've built such an inviting, engaging space for adults at the library. What's your approach when planning these programs?
I really just want to first thank you for having me. Second, to answer your question, I really just want to promote things that I want to do, that I think are fun, or that I want to learn about. But also, I get a lot of input from patrons, who ask for things. They're not bashful, and they know what they like, and so I try to accommodate.
One thing I love is the variety. There's always something new to try, from knitting circles to needle felting classes, which, by the way, have been super popular. Your programs really spark creativity. What kind of feedback do you hear from patrons after the events?
I usually get a thank you, which means so much. And then when they come back for the second class, that means a lot. That tells me a lot. When they return. And then sometimes it won't be from them directly. It'll be from someone else who shows up and say, "Oh, my sister, my cousin, my neighbor told me about this, and they had so much fun." So sometimes it's delayed reaction, but it's great to hear feedback.
So on our way here to the podcast, you was talking about you met someone special after the Big Spring Bottom.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Yes. So the next day after the Big Spring Bottom program, I met someone who was asking me how it went. Well, it turns out that she actually grew up there. And she wanted to know what everyone said and how it went. But now I want to get her story. I want to get her involved so that we don't lose that history.
Yeah.
Because there was so much that happened down there that even growing up here, I had no idea that it happened. So just recently becoming aware of it, I feel like we should need to grab a hold of that history.
I agree. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So which program has been your personal favorite so far?
Oh, gosh. I'd probably have to say needle felting, only because I've watched it grow and been surprised and pleased at the turnout and see people's creativity come out. So it's probably been very rewarding for me.
And next month, you guys have the strawberries. That's on May 1st.
Right.
And then the rubber duck.
Yes.
Which one do you think will be your favorite?
You know what? Actually, I think the rubber duck is the one I'm looking forward to the
Same.
most, just because I think, we don't just do yellow rubber ducks anymore. They always have a crown or something going on with the rubber duck. So there's so many varieties I see in people's cars.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's so many possibilities. So I'm looking forward to see what happens.
What can you say inspires your program ideas?
I think that my inspiration is just learning and having fun. I really think if you can cover either one of those bases, if not both, I think you're going to have a successful program.
How do you think the adult programs impact the community outside the library walls?
I think in different ways. I think it depends on the program, but I think that, particularly if it's something that's historical, I think it can reverberate outside the building quite a bit and start conversations. Just like I mentioned with Big Spring Bottom, there's so much I didn't know. And I think those kind of programs really start conversations and bring up things that have been forgotten. And as far as like programs that, whether it be like Cafe Espanol, we really get into all sorts of things, especially with language and just everyone's different level, and you really have to converse and try. And you use that out in the community. We've gone to restaurants and ordered in Spanish, and so we put it into real life
That's
situations
neat.
too.
Yeah.
And I always like, even with our Woodford Test Kitchen program, you know, it's fun to taste different things and try different things. And the point isn't just about taste testing different types of popcorn, which is coming up. It's also about using your family dollar. How, if I'm purchasing this item, I might not want to try those other three. I might want to, but my family dollar may not be able to afford all those others. So we make it available for everyone to try and see if we can turn them into something they might like.
We also have a program coming up about, is it couponing?
Yes, that's coming up too. So, and this is one that's actually a patron request.
Okay.
We have a technology TGIF on Fridays, which is Technology Gadgets Informational Fridays. But it came out of that, and they wanted to know if we had anything, or could teach them how to use the Kroger website and download digital coupons.
That's my granny's favorite.
And it's so simple for me, but
Yeah.
for other people, I can see how
Yeah.
there are lots of little different controls and things that you can do. For everyone, it's different. So we're looking forward to doing that.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. If you had a limited budget and time, what would be your dream library program?
I really believe that it would probably be kind of a new release book club. So it'd be something like, literally, like we would get it the day it came out, because we do get them, but we can't put them out until the day that the publisher allows it or the author allows it. So I would love to have that hot off the press in their hands, and then meet a couple weeks later and discuss it, because lots of times those new books are current about something that's happening in the world, or it could be a continuation of a story, or a new author that's catching up and becoming more popular. So I'd love to capture that and get be able to buy a book and get it into their hands, and then have something engaging with that book that I kind of bring the book to life somehow.
If you could host a program with any celebrity guest, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you do?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think just because of what I do, because of the programming aspects, and I get into crafts and cooking and those sort of things, for a good coverall, I probably would want to invite Martha Stewart. I mean,
I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. So I mean, think about all the cooking, the baking, the crafts. I mean, she's done it all.
I think that would be a hit.
Yeah,
I think that would be really popular.
That's my dream, but in reality, that probably would not happen. But that's who it would be.
What's something people might not realize go into planning these events? Because I know that before the needle felting classes, you usually try it before you have them do it.
I do. So I've already made a couple of strawberries for that program coming up, because I want to go through the detail and intricacies of how to put it together. That way I can also speak to it. And then also with that, I do it in stages too. So I'll have a completed one, a half completed, so that I can talk to it as we go through. But I think really it's the time behind the setup, particularly with Woodford Test Kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of samples, a lot of organization, and then you get into the accounting piece of it, and you have to get it right, because they keep track too.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I think that one got 4 votes or something along those lines. So I am held. I got to walk the chalk line on that one. So.
Have any lasting friendships or moments of connection come out of the programs?
Absolutely. I think that not only just working with my coworkers and getting to know them better, but I've reconnected with people from high school that I hadn't seen in a long time, which is really nice. And to make new friends and new connections as well.
Is there a program you was nervous about that ended up being a hit? I say needle felting, just by how much it keeps growing.
Yeah, I think that was probably the one that. Well, there's two, and they, for whatever reason, needlework has a lot popularity in Brussels. Um, Crochet last year, when it started, was really my goal was to have the class repeat throughout the month,
Mm-hmm.
but it filled up with within minutes. It seemed like, and so it really kind of set me back. We were having more people show up than intended, so we had to buy more, more yarn, more needles, everything. So more hooks. So that one really took off quickly. Now with needle felting, it started off kind of slow. I
Mm-hmm.
really kind of took a break and started up again. So you never know quite how things are going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Summer reading is around the corner.
it is.
Any fun plans?
Um, absolutely. There's always, I really do believe summer reading is really about kids, but I do want to have some fun with the adults too.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do some fun summer things with Woodford Test Kitchen. One's going to be ice cream, and we're going to go back and do the old school cola wars. So we're going to do test tasting of like Coke,
I'll be there.
Pepsi, RC, and all blind. So we'll get that started. I've already got a couple bought. So and then, we're going to do a book club that's going to be in the evenings. And it's going to be called Summer Chills.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be at night, and it'll be a good scary book.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention that I haven't brought up?
I don't think so. I already, believe it or not, starting to work on the Smithsonian Americans exhibit and getting programs put together for that.
That's going to be pretty big.
Yeah. So this time next year, we'll be in the middle of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get Native American artists and dancers, crafters that are nearby,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of highlight our community and then bring some knowledge as well.
So if anyone hears this, they can just reach out to you.
Absolutely. I'll be available at the library.
Love that. Well, you've helped make the library a place where adults can learn, laugh, and connect. Whether it's felting fruit or just finding a good book, it's clear that people keep coming back for a reason. That's wraps for this episode of Woodford County Hometown Highlights. If you haven't been to a program yet, May's the month to jump in. Come say hi to Tommy, try new things, and see just how much the library has to offer. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the library.